Mindful Badasses, it's Mindful Mary here. I wanted to do a little tutorial on how to stretch your back 6 ways. So before any practice, especially if you have chronic back pain, you're going to want to be really gentle and stretch the 6 ways. So we're going to go right, left, up, down, and then twist side to side. So I'm going to teach you how to do that today, okay? So why don't we start by rating our muscle tension in our backs on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm a behavior analyst, so I geek out on data, and I like to see the results of whatever I'm doing. If I spend time on it, I want to know that it's working. So by doing a pre and post 1 to 10 scale for your tension, you can see if whatever we're doing is working for you. And if not, you can either adjust and tailor, you can message me and see how you can do it differently, or you can move on and find something that works for you. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I am feeling my back tension is at about a 5 right now. Okay, how about you? Remember that number. Here we go. So whenever we start in yoga or in mindfulness, we start with the breath. It's a good anchor. It clears your mind, and it gives you that overall sense of well-being that we love at the end of a practice. So let's start with a deep inhale for 4, holding for 7, exhaling for 8, one more time, inhaling for 4, holding for 7, exhaling for 8. Now let's begin on the next exhale. We're going to move to one side and reach over. Here we go. Inhaling for 4, holding for 7, exhaling one side, staying here and breathing, making sure that we anchor this hip so it's not lifting off at all. You should feel a nice stretch through your side. Staying with the breath. Open up your chest. Make sure you're not collapsing this way. Walk your fingertips out a little bit more. See if you can stretch without bringing that hip up. One more time. Inhaling, exhaling, switching sides. Walk your fingertips out, continue to breathe. Making sure that that hip is anchored. You don't want it to come up, stay down. Opening that chest, relaxing the neck. See if you can walk your fingertips out just a little bit more without raising that hip. On the next exhale, let's come back to center. Nice and slowly. Okay, let's get comfortable. You can kind of pull out the fleshy part of your buttocks so that you can get your sit bones driving into the ground. imagine that a string is pulling you up, zipping you up from your belly button all the way up to your head and pulling up through the crown. Here, I'll give you a visual. Pulling up through the crown, and so you've got a little chin tuck. And we're going to go forwards and backwards, okay? So let's stretch our fingertips out in front of us, and I'm gonna turn to the side so that you can see how my back looks. I'm gonna keep that nice long string, and I'm just going to look forward and move my fingertips forward, crawling like a little spider. Sorry if you're scared of spiders. And so we're keeping our back nice and straight, and you're just gonna go as far as you can. Gently, gently. So I'm actually looking just about 2 feet in front of me. If you're here, that's okay. If you're here, just kind of leaning forward, that's okay. Every day is gonna be different. Just come to the mat and be where you are. Work with what you've got. Continuing that breath. Okay, let's, on the next exhale, bring it up. If you have your legs crisscrossed, let's cross them the other way and go out again. If you can go a little further on one side, usually that's what happens. If you can't, that's okay. Everybody has an easier and a tighter side. Remembering to tuck that chin. I almost forgot myself, and keep up with the breath. Now, bring the belly to the spine and walk yourself slowly and gently up. Yoga is all about gentle movement. You never want to strain yourself. Okay, so we've done side, side, front. Let's do a back stretch, okay? So I'm gonna have you go prone or face down all the way. And you're gonna wanna put your hands right next to your shoulders or down by the kind of like the nipple line, not to be crude, but, and you're gonna wanna stretch one leg and then the other, making sure that you're getting all the kinks out of your spine, and we're gonna gently just push up to a gentle cobra. Elbows in, looking down. Push through the tops of the feet. Stay and breathe. A modification would be on the elbows is okay too. Just making sure to bring that belly into the spine so that you're not just collapsing. So here or here. One more breath. On the exhale, let's push back to child's pose, pushing the hips back and forehead on the floor if you can. If not, making sure that the back is straight and just going down as low as you can. And we're gonna part the knees. Undo all that spinal stress from the cobra. Staying with the breath. On the next exhale, gently roll yourself up. Okay, we've done side to side, we've done front and back, and now it's time for our twists. Okay, so twisting, we can be in any seated position. If we take a cross-legged position, we're going going to want to recross our legs so that it's even, okay? So why don't we cross our legs. If it's more comfortable for you to sit in a chair or in a on your knees, that's totally fine. Hero's pose on the knees as I just was. Okay, pick a side. Inhaling up, pulling your string up to the sky, little chin tuck, and we're gonna move the spine to one side. Excuse me. Bring your opposite hand to the knee and bring your gaze around to the back. Now you don't want to pull too much. You want to keep bringing yourself up in the spine. So nice long spine, pushing down through your sit bones. If you need to kind of adjust that fleshy part to really ground into the crown, that's fine. Balloon breaths. And let's move to the other side on the next inhale, or exhale, sorry. Still staying up and then twisting. It's very important not to crunch. We want to be nice, rounded, pretend you're a ballerina. That frame that dancers have. All right. Now let's return to center on the next exhale. And change the cross. Breathing in, string is long, turning back to the side again. Nice deep breaths. Nice open chest. Next exhale, come back to center. Inhale here, exhale other side. Nice and tall. One more breath and come back to center. All right. Okay, now wiggle out anything else that needs to be wiggled out. But we did the 6 stretches. We did side, side, front, back, and twist, twist. Those are the 6 ways your back can move. So on a scale from 1 to 10, where are you now? Let's see. I think I'm at a 3, 4. I'm feeling pretty good. I hope that you saw some benefit. And if not, it might take a couple times, a couple rounds of this practice to really get what we call proprioception, or the feel of the movements. Or it may not work for you and you can move on and find something that does. Thanks for sharing your time with me. Thanks for joining me today. May the badass in me honors and salutes the badass in you. Have a wonderful day and leave people better than you found them.